Hi, in this video I'll be showing you how I made this squidward character from Fondant. I have a mini printer that I use and I use it to make my templates. Sometimes if I want something bigger, I can split into two, into three, then I attach them together. I have a video on how I use this printer. You can check the description box for that. So this size is just perfect and I'll just cut the head out because that's the part that is a little bit difficult for me to do freehand. So at this point I've attached together, then cut the head out. For the color, to get the color that I really want is like teal green, teal blue. So I just mix different colors together to get the perfect shade. Then with my sharp knife, I cut out the head area, the shape of the head. So this is just an hack for people that can't do freehand. I'm good with craft, but doing this is faster. I can achieve the same result freehand, but it's just faster and more accurate with templates. So after cutting out, I just kind of make it as clean as possible around the edges, perfect the shape the way I want, and then I'll proceed to cut out every other small details. These cakes usually come out looking simple, but trust me, they take so much time. Any cake that has tiny little details here and there, and you're not trying to use an edible printer to achieve the result, then just trust me, charge well for it. They take so much time. Another similar cake to this is those cartoon cakes. Those cakes take so much time. So don't be deceived by how simple they look. It looks like, oh, it's just an easy peasy kind of stuff. They take so much time, and so you should charge customer for it. Let them understand how much time it takes. So I started cutting out the tiny little pieces. This is the nose. Usually when I'm doing this kind of work, I don't show it in the video, but I have my laptop in front of me. So I'm looking at the picture of what I'm trying to create on my laptop. Guys, I'm not creating from my head. I'm creating from a picture. So the picture is right there in front of me. So I refer to, aside this paper template, I also have the picture on my computer. So I'm actually referring to the picture to get that perfection that I need. For the eyes, I cut a perfect round. Then I just pull it out to change it into an oval shape, flatten it out. Just keep, working around it till you achieve perfection. Any tool can do anything for me. I just pick what's around and use them to, this time I was using my craft knife to just flatten it out further. Then I attach the eyes together, roll it out, make sure they are well stuck. When you roll out like that, it just blends well together. So this is the two eyes, and I'm just going to check if it's perfect enough. Test it on the paper, test it on the fondant, the background fondant. And when I'm satisfied, I'll go on with other details. For me, I believe we all have different strengths. We all have different things that we enjoy doing. So cake craft is quite wide. So I advise people to start with doing so many things. Why doing so many things? After a while, you would have figured out what really stands out for you, what you really want to major on. So you don't have to do all kinds of cake as the time goes by. You can, settle for, oh, I just want to do clean cakes. I don't want to do character cakes. I don't want to do fondant cakes. You can decide, except of course if you have a big business, you have a shop, you can employ different skilled people to work on different aspects of the business. But if you're working alone, if you're working from home, if you're working as a solo entrepreneur, I really recommend that for you to stand out in your craft, you want to stay on your strengths. And the language I like to use is choose your battles, sharpen your blade. Choose your strengths and build on them rather than trying to learn new things all the time. Just focus on what exactly is your strength, what exactly do you enjoy, what exactly do you want to be known for. And before you know it, the more you do that stuff, the better you get over the time. I've seen myself getting better. I keep saying that I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist, guys. I just have done something over and over again. I've figured out different hacks. I found different methods. I found different ways to do things in the shortest possible time. So back to this cake. This is the body, like the upper part of the body. This is something I can do freehand. So I know what I can do freehand. It's not like I can't do the head freehand, but it's going to stress me. So with the template for the head, I can get something, on size and on perfection. Okay, not perfection, but something good enough. So this is the body. Of course, my cake is not even probably ready here. So I like to make these little pieces be sure that I like them. Maybe I already crumb coated my cake, check all the sizing are perfect. If you have your cake already crumb coated, it will help you also with knowing the perfect size that you need. Or sometimes I use my cake pan to just be sure that. So when I was making the printing template also, I had to check with my cake pan to be sure that okay, this size is just going to be proportional to what I need. So you want to be on size. You don't want to do all this and realize that oh, it's too big or it's too small. So all of those background checks has already been done. So all of these are just coming together. I'm not going to stick them yet because at the final stage, I may still have to trim something, reduce this, do this, and all of that. So I just cut them like that, keep them this way on my tabletop. It doesn't have to, it will still be pliable, it will still be workable by the time I need it the next day. So I didn't use water to hold them together at all. I just kind of, it's a temporary press down kind of stuff. So because it's fondant, they're going to stick together, but not so sticky that it won't come off if you need it to come off. So at this point, I think I was okay with every piece that I have. There's this little heart on the head of the squidward. So this is how I get my two-tone, well-blended fondant for the heart. So I'm just going to cut a triangle. Sometimes I like to do two pieces of something so that just in case one does not work, I can have something to fall back on. So I think for this heart, I made two pieces of that and just kept both, and at the last minute I decided which of them I was going to use. So this is just how I work, guys. This is how I do most of my cakes. The cake itself does not take time. It's actually these little details that take all the time in the world. So there you go. You have two pieces of art. I think I like the bigger one, but then we'll find out. So my cake is here, well covered, sharp edge, looking clean. And I think that's the simplest part of the cake, right, of the work right now. So now I'm beginning to add all the little details. I have to start from the edge because I want it to be towards the edge. So here is me attaching the neck, then I'll put on the head and all of that. The only part of this cake that I did not really like was the purple cutout that is supposed to be like a cake. I'm not sure I got that part, but it's okay. Sometimes I don't pursue perfection. I just want the cake to pass the message and look good enough. And some other time I pursue perfection. So again, choose your battles. Anyways, yeah, it's beginning to look like it. Every piece coming together nicely, looking good. I didn't have to use water so much because it's a buttercream cake under there, so it's just going to stick on. For the outline, I used royal icing. I can as well use buttercream, but I think royal icing just works fine in this case because it's going to set properly on the fondant. So your royal icing has to be of a very thin consistency for you to work with. I think I had little issues with my royal icing, but then I was just forcing myself to manage it. Is a whole royal icing I had in the fridge. I just kind of added some vinegar to make it workable, so it added some lumps, so it wasn't flowing the way it should flow. But then I was able to manage. So you have to pipe with a steady hands, just go all around the edges and do your finishing on this cake. So this is me piping and trying to just walk my way around the entire cake. This is the mouth area. So the outline is just going to give it a pop. Immediately you add the outline, the cake just come out popping and looking good. The good thing about royal icing and even this buttercream is if you make mistake, you can kind of wipe it out and do it over again. So along the way, I made few, when I see something I don't like, I just take it out, tidy my mess and do it all over again till I like what I have. If you're enjoying the video up to this point, kindly like, subscribe, and follow this channel for more of similar content like this. That's the way you can support me. So encourage me by subscribing, by liking, and by following on my social media handle. I run Cake Station Canada and Diary of a Naijakakist. On Cake Station Canada, I post just cakes for my customers. But on Diary of a Naijakakist, I talk about cake business, settling down in a new country, and how to thrive wherever you find yourself as a cake person. So, having said that, her cake is still being worked on. This is the highs. For the highs, I have to be careful because I'm going to extend the highs all the way up. Like I said, I have a picture that I'm referring to. There is a laptop right there in front of me. So I keep looking at the laptop to know what exactly I need to do. So this is the highs. There's this extension all the way up, like the highs is half closed. Okay, we are almost there. We are almost done with this cake. This is the heart, and then it already looks like what it should look like. See me cleaning up the little stains. I have my paper towel beside me. At this point, yes, another thing I should say is knowing what to do first. When I started caking those days, sometimes I would do what I should do last first. Like if you're not careful, you might have put this nose, for instance, only for you to realize that no, the nose should have been the last thing. Because if you put the nose first, it's going to affect the mouth area. The nose is supposed to be on top of the mouth. So you're supposed to outline that smiley mouth lips area before you put the nose on. So that's why I said I didn't add water to stick it on when I was making the template, when I was cutting the pieces. So I studied my cake long enough to know what should come first, what step should be done first before the other. Yeah, this is the part I said I'm not sure I liked, but then I used it like that. That's supposed to be a cake, but in my eyes, it was looking more like a finger by the time I finished it. But sometimes I think I'm the only one who sees those things. So this is supposed to be a cake with the age of the celebrant on it, and I'm just trying to outline my cake to make it more realistic here. And there you go with the cake. I'm still using my royal icing for the outline, black royal icing. Yeah. So more design on the cake. I think I did this, then I wiped it, then I did it again. I'm actually not so good with piping, so I give it to myself for still being able to deliver on this cake. Thank God it's just outline. So this is what the cake looked like, the cake parts of the craft on this cake. So I'm just going to finish it up with the edge on top. I hope you enjoy watching this video as much. I hope you learn one or two things. Again, for the template I use, it's a mini print. I have a mini printer that helps me with that, and I have a mini tutorial on how to use the mini printer. It just saves me the stress. I don't have a big printer, and of course mini printer is so easy for me to use because it's connected to my phone. I just need to search for the image on Pinterest or on the internet and then connect my mini printer and just print away. So it's just so easy for me to use. So if you need details on that, just check the description box for the video on how to use the mini printer. Thank you for watching. I think we're coming to the end. I had to write the text twice because I was not satisfied with the first writing, and notice how clean the wipe off is, like nothing happened. So that's one of the advantage of this buttercream. This buttercream recipe is also on my YouTube channel. Just check some of my videos and it's absolutely free. You should love the buttercream. It's so simple to use and it's so versatile. I do a lot of things with this buttercream. There are lots of other helpful videos on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on my TikTok. Feel free to connect with me. Diary of Anaijacakist on all of those social media platforms. And I can't wait to connect with you all. So drop feedback, drop a comment, drop an encouraging word if you enjoyed this particular video. So see you some other time. This is the finished work. Thank you. Bye bye.